오늘. 야, 아니 병이다. 야, can I some shots? Yeah, love shot. Yeah. Hello. love shot. 얘도 그래. 되줬으면. 다시 들려? Hello everyone. Everybody sit down. Yes, hello, we're going to start now. Tashi and good morning everyone. Welcome to this beautiful worship hall at Eastminster United Church. We thank Joel for letting us use this space. And my name is Machig Labdrön. I, on behalf of Bokar Ling, the seat of Bokar in Canada, and Drupon Lama Tashi, I would like to warmly welcome you all to this morning the Chöd practice. Now I'd like to thank and introduce Lama Tashi for kindly leading today's Chöd practice and teaching. With him, we have Drupon representative of Bokar and the resident Lama of Bokar Ling. We also have Lama Karma, another Lama, and a couple of Ngakpas over here to help lead the Chöd practice. A special thank you for Lama Eric, all the way from Portland on Zoom, translating Lama Tashi's teaching. Thank you, Eric. I would like to now welcome all our Dharma sisters and brothers. Thank you for being here today. Our hope is that we all leave here with more love, kindness, and compassion. I can already feel this all from you. After Lama Tashi's teaching, there will be a time for question and answer time. After the Chöd practice, there will be a book will be given to the Chöd books in a minute, and then all the books will be returned, but you can keep the prayer shirt and poster as a souvenir. Lunch will be served at 1 p.m. There is coffee, tea, and water available all day, but please do not drink in the worship hall. Finally, I'd like to invite and thank all the sponsors and volunteers. Now I would like to invite Drupon Lama Tashi to start the church with the prayer. Law. Can you hear me, Eric?
I can hear, but there's an echo.
How we doing?
It's the same. I hear, but I don't understand well. There's an echo. I wonder if Nima needs to be muted and Joel unmuted. I don't know.
Joel, can you hear what Eric says? Yes.
Can you try switching, Joel? Unmuting yourself and muting Nima?
Hello. 1, 2, 3. Single paper. Need to Sanje Chöd Soye Loi Chanju Par Dani Gyatso Daje Jinso Jeve Son Nima Rola Penjere Sanje Drupon Sanje Chöd Soye Jana Chanju Parde Dani Gyatso Daje Jinso Jeve Son Rola Benje Sanje Drupon Sanje Chöd Soye Pavel Chanju Parde Dani Gyatso Sono Nye Rola Benje Sanje Drupon Sanje Chöd Soye Chono Chanju Parde Gyatso Daje Soye Rola Benje Sanje Drupon Pejade Angi Subak Deodo Chanzo Wada Chöjin Jezo Yero Guishi Sowa Ye Gewa Zhongxianda Tamjin Doji Chanju Chengo Go Soji Bichi Zhongxin Men Doi Zhang Re Ra Lin Xin Nian Den Gen Ba De San Ye Xian Do Mi De Pyo Wa Yi Zhe Gun Na Xin La Zhen Ba Shu Sa Xi Bi Chi Chong Xin Men Do Zhang Re shi bu chi cho shi men do e zhang re la lin shi nye den gen ban de san ye xian do me de pu wa ye zhe gen nan da xian la jie ba shu oi men zha la bu za me ga san men zha sa ba sa ma ye a hu nye je men zha san bu di pu ve chan zhu lam mi zhong xie de zang xie gong ban do ba da xie ba ne xie ba la mi ne xie wa zhou wan shu xian jie nam ye san ba da lo ye jie qi da wa qi zhong tu mo yin te ba qu ye ko lo ko de so
Hello. Hello. Lama lagu tu lama irik mintu ta.
Kogido.
Hello. Lama lagu tu
Yeah, it's on speaker.
Ya, lama lagu tu
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hello. Lama lagu tu
Aus du. Test tak nie poszakna.
Hello. Pa kugi sama.
A little bit, not great, but is it right in front of Lama?
Pa.
It's on speaker, right? And it's on speaker, right?
Hello. Lama lagu. Kesung ba. Hu tu
Not very well. Yapu gogi mandula.
Ya kugi sama.
Lopan it's on speaker, right?
Ya. Lama lagu tu Kesung ba. Hello. Lama lagu. Lama lagu tu Lama lagu.
Oh, that's very clear.
Okay.
That's all. Lama la gudwe.
Ausdruck, der Sixte.
That's all. Shokwa tele number hengi sama chiro number so. Then that during Chosorin Chinto Wai, that's it. Lamaji says on the Nagi Choso Gula. Missegi the Yamlin Chevi in the Chila Chira Motuning and Cheto Mazonde. Chira Shinki Meda in the Lamaki Kanando Gashi Shuin.
So, Dumbo Inji?
Yeah.
So first I want to say good morning to everybody. Lama Tsultrim Gyatso has asked me to teach on this teaching of Chöd from Rinchen Trungwa, or the Precious Rosary. So I know the practice, but I haven't really kept up well with the practice, but Lama nevertheless is insisting that I share something with you, so I'll do my best.
Do you need in Chinese or no need? Chinese you need? Yeah, then Lisa, you come sit there and then. Can it? Yeah. Yeah. That Yapatin of the Gasum to Gravasha Shesagmare, that or Gesa Tambutella Tambasum cigarette again, Tambu Jova Asimgi, then Unishi Mikpa, Chungwasum, Tambasum, Tinganzugi, Tambutene, Salia Butan, Telecan, Tensia Butengures.
So I'm not hearing very clearly. But first, Lama wants to begin with explaining something called Dampasum, or the three most important points of our practice. So the first point is refuge and bodhicitta. The second point is our focus during the practice. And the third point is the dedication. So I'm going to explain a little bit about these.
And there Joa wish that Tabasum and Tabu Tangazo Kulon number Tapa giving Kulon. The Saldabre Kashi led them over Kulon number Tawasaka in a hot Kulon Kichu Shingi Marakashi. In the Da Sangeta Chajusipanamgi on Jajipsho to two Karaski, but then Nanshan and Zuyan, then Nanshi Lunga Yusum. Kiwala Kulgin, Sambaki Kulong, Samlo Tekene, then Yamlechena, then Page Boyores.
So among these three things that need to be included in our practice, the first is the motivation. So some of you are maybe beginners and aren't familiar with the proper motivation that we should have. So what we should think is that just as the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas gave rise to bodhicitta, we too should use our body, speech, and mind to give rise to this positive motivation. If we have this motivation and think like this in our practice, then it's said there will be great benefit.
Then we sit under Chiranzo da big. Oh, sorry. Then the Chogongshila, then the Bigela Tingiore, they came to Denda Hagugi Marite in a Yantene, don다 yune da inji wall da jingim do chetugi ki mare kaine de chogatela da chogatang dang tintola semtene sem de la semtene dona de yang dene the gom chagiores demi migwa the yabungures de tigiores
Ta lama gonda ga gogamendula. China kapar lakpa zinona. Ka dramla sharona.
Ale. Okay, last. The unshi de da choga de bege la reba indizane de kin number. Donda gugumare de ina ya de down sik down de do da pesela down nyam de tugirwa de la semtena de ne de ya de unshi mingmin da buchagi ores.
So now for the main practice. In terms of the main practice, of course, we do the practice in Tibetan. And probably you don't know Tibetan, you're not going to understand the words. But you can recite the words through the melody. You can look at the words and get a little bit of the meaning. And if you can focus your mind on this, this is how we engage in the main practice, doing our best for it to be non-conceptual.
중국어 기타기와 중국어 참아서도 영어 몰름 때도 생기다부래 랑기 영어 몰름 근데 지금은 신나되나 진짜 마시나 되네 두숨지 생기도 전주스면 영어 두기 몰름 영어 몰름 간다 제번하시 내가 주디양 두버쳐 삼나 디야기래 된다 나로나
And then for the final aspect of the practice, we have the dedication and aspiration. So this is very similar to the thoughts we had during generating bodhicitta. If you don't really know how to do dedication, just make the wish. Just as the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas have made dedication and aspiration prayers, I want my dedication and aspiration to be like that, and that can be enough.
Tene da dijela den da dang zu chögi mi chögi da choba de choe de zo de la cheba pygyore cheba pye la den dön chiores kunjo si jin dön gombo yin dön gi dön den kiril lon ja gi dön re dön gi dön si la den ngam zu ya cheba pye ma chimba dang de chiores.
So for this practice of Chöd, when doing this ritual, the principal thing that we're doing is making offerings. So in terms of the guests, or the recipients of these offerings, there are four. We say that the three jewels are the guests of respect. We say the protectors are the guests of qualities. We say that our karmic debtors, our karmic creditors, people who we've harmed in the past, they are the guests of making amends. And then we have all sentient beings who are the guests of our compassion. To those that are more exalted than us, we offer the offerings up. To those who are the same or lower than us, we offer generosity.
Dene odo dönsi de dene dambu kunjo sishin dön la ngaji lui cheba da lui de mentor Gyatso tang chebo pyu tang mangpo ta pesi di nang la choka nang la yore de yin nga zu kyewa tsaki mare de yin ju zane rangi lu de dene ya chebo pyu du zane ya tangpo de dene sangye de chanchu senpa nang la pyu du yore wa chebo Gyatso do dene nipa de dene tang kumbo yin dengi duan se na da ishi Chöd soma nam dang, jiding kalcho ki chöd soma nam. Da tiga na shi najo ki da tiga shi ila shi da tindu la, koran to la gang kowe te. Tene nganzo semjing la tene Aropa chia da meba machi ne neba machi wala sopa tindu ala pingi yo res. Tichene da dönyi ya towa le, chöbe yu ki dönyi te surela.
So first we have offering our body to the three jewels, the objects or the guests of respect. And how do we make offerings to them? We do so by offering our body as a mandala. So when we do this, offering our body as a mandala, we offer it to all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas as a source of our gaining merit. The second of the guests are the protectors of the qualities or abilities. So we have the wisdom protectors, and then we also have some worldly protectors. So the yogi or the yogini, we make offerings to these protectors, and we ask them to provide for the practitioners, the yogis and the yoginis, whatever it is that they need. May they help us, may they aid other sentient beings, may they not engage in harm. So these first two guests we consider guests that are higher than us. We're making offerings up to them.
Drunsumbate da lencha to da so ki lencha bulun ki lencha tene da lencha ki mambo yore da yitu dan del kare lencha kare yene tamche la chi la lencha bulun tamche pa pati lu chebo phene lencha bulun tamche tene pa samsong sambe ki mi bana kores.
So the third of these debts are our karmic creditors. So this means people that we've harmed in the past, right? So from some beings in the past, we've taken their life. From other beings, we have debts to them from other things, like money, whatever it might be. There are many kinds of karmic debts we can have from having harmed other beings. So now we imagine offering our body to each and every one of them and making the wish that whatever our karmic debt is to these individuals, that through offering our body, this debt can be cleared.
Dene shibati dene rikdu da nyawala tsarang itungal. Dene idala chugum itungal, dendrula lenji mubi itungal. Dene mila kigana itungal, dene hala tserengwa itungal la soba, da soso rikdu la tungal naso yore. Dene dugi lui jimba tangwegi sunamde tula dene rikdu soso itungal jamje sangwal. And
then for the sixth type of guest, this is all sentient beings, all the sentient beings of the six realms. So we offer our body to them, making the wish that the suffering of each of these realms can be eliminated. So for example, for the hell beings, may their experiences of heat and cold be finished. For the hungry ghosts, may their hunger and thirst be quelled. For the animals, may their ignorance be done away with. For humans, may all the various sufferings that humans experience, birth, sickness, old aging, and death, etc., and the same for the gods, we offer our body to them. Through this merit, we make the wish that all of their suffering might be eliminated.
네, 다 대질라 다니 네네로 간템 버리 슈긴데 대질라 포와 남가 곳이 생기요래. 포와스나 안주 담보 안주 르치고 표단데 나랑기 르데 남시데 파 포네 되네 야 도치 파무 다다 마질 라브르 소부칸 교기나 마다마다 요래 규르기래. 나랑 남시데 야 파르스 데 르디 파 로차기라와 and then poa did not the poa mambo pet mojere de poa de then chebo pyudan de dambo and namsi de ya po then june de ludi ba then cheba da manda ta kan delimik bomada mata yore de chebo pygyores.
So then, for the next part of the practice, we come to something called poa, or transference of consciousness. And the name of this type of poa, or transference of consciousness, is opening the door to the sky. So before we can offer our body, we need to eject the consciousness out of it. So our consciousness is ejected from our body, and then sometimes it turns into Vajravarahi, sometimes it turns into Machig Labdrön. There are different ways this can be done. But now, once the consciousness has been ejected and been transformed into Machig or Vajravarahi, now the body's a corpse, right? So now we can take this body that has become a corpse and then we can use it to do these various offerings. So first we eject the consciousness and then we offer the body through these various visualizations and practices.
다 대절라 포와 다나 배우디 된다 그 pet 세 된다 만다라 요래 된다 밀레레 보기 담말루기 좋아지바 토르와 드바 치 pet는 pet 된데 다안도 셈고 셈칠로라 양 den시때 마토바 이두전에 pet 제도 양데 바남 den시수 템발로 핑기오레스.
So now in this practice of Chöd, we say this word pat or pei again and again. So there are many explanations or meanings of this. And one of them is like this. Milarepa has said, and I actually didn't get the exact words that Lama said, but Lama, tell me if this is right. Sometimes the mind isn't clear or it's a little bit foggy. And by shouting, pei, this can make our mindfulness or alertness, awareness of mind come back so we can dispel like the cobwebs of the mind.
Then pet kashegi then aran yopto. Oh sorry. then pet kashegi then sem de never pet 제용도 sem never sem never la yabu pingiore sem never la pe sum don't pet pe kanda da pet kitanda da pendor tenda yores
Lama Pinto Karina?
아우 치 그냥 토로와 두바 치 pet 두바 셈파 예잉네 파 셈양도 pet 되네 and denshila tembal pingyore. Then ya nyopto chana pet jedu ya nyopsan gyore. And then pet jedu degala pet jedu dina sem de nebal pingyore. Sem shi nelula nebal pingyore. Shi nelo sem nebal pingyore.
So sometimes when our when our mind is distracted, when we say this pei with this energy, it can clear away this distraction. Sometimes the mind is kind of sinking and getting lazy and getting unclear, and when we say this pet, that can clear away this haziness or this lack of clarity. And sometimes by using this pei, it can be a help for our mind to rest stably. We say shi ne in Tibetan, calm abiding. This can help the mind to abide in its nature. So now we don't have a lot of time left. We have about 40 minutes. And for these 40 minutes, if you have some questions, we can have some question and discussion.
Thank you. I find that sometimes Chöd practice leaves me with a feeling of distress that permeates the day and even disturbs sleep after practice. And I wonder if, Lama, you could kindly provide some instruction on the best way to deal with the distress that can arise sometimes in practice. Thank you.
Maranga Chöd nyamlen jedu kapsu. Sam sen test truk jogade. Sem saparamendu, deparamendu, kipomendu. De sam la ni kugimendu. Marang Chöd nyamlen jedu kapsu. Jason di ma yongbala. Sem sapo depala. Ni matrupala. Samlo kandis tangare kare jegore.
That's it. Oh, sim sebum mebala da pet da labana si pet na pingi de meta dana. Ni mo ko bala kan dai ne ya ko maso.
So when your mind is feeling distressed, right? Maybe as I was just explaining about saying this pei, maybe say this pei forcefully, and that stress, or that distressed feeling might be cleared away. Now what to say about the sleep, I don't know.
And pet jedutane pet jene arangi jene de pet yungola semdela negure ya manena ping mare ba. Pet jene tingala pet kitati kita arangi pet jebre dit dat tangala dos ba sebram bablasana den pingi.
So again, the sound of pei, this can clear things out. It can remove the distress, anything that might be disturbing our minds, and it can allow us then, after we say that strongly, there's a space that opens up that maybe we can rest in a little more naturally and calmly.
问题就是那个，就是普通人，我们就是自己在，就是比如说遇到这个不清明的时候，然后这个就是散乱的时候，然后情绪不好的时候，就可以自己用配这个词来清理吗？
那呀。
Ngaso mitse larwa, da kariena, sem te sopa mayimpa, sim trail dropo yupa, kangel dropo yuna. Ngaso pe lap chogere pe, lap na pen chogere pe.
이 뒤균도 저 냠는 따고 냠는 또 이듬제나 배제나 핑기르마도 간지면 냠는 맛이 빨 패제나 다 핑기는 한번 와 이내야 뒤균은 미기 랑신을 봐 고와생인데 남도 단담을 여기로 와다 고와 인도전에 샘대 몽골을 봐 이내 샘대 된돌라 샘대 개침부 맞지 봐봐 내가 소리 배메시기 다 개침부로 맞지나 된 시란 얘기 말와 내 샘대 충충질라 배 샘대 침부소나 되네 아랑 마기 봐다 강에 용식이로 봐 되는 생기도.
So if we practice Chöd, if we practice the Yidam regularly, if we have a regular Dharma practice and understand how to use this, then yeah, maybe there can be a benefit from saying this pei in those times. If we don't have much of a Dharma practice, then I'm not so sure how much it's going to help. But it's true that a lot of our worries and thoughts and concerns come from thoughts, these discursive thoughts that are running through our mind. So sometimes we can take small ones and turn them into big ones, etc. To be honest, I didn't understand this perfectly. But in general, Lama wanted to say that if we practice, then yes, this can be of benefit.
Could you give a little more explanation of the connection between Vajravarahi and Chöd practice, please?
I didn't hear.
Could you give? Good morning, Lama. Would you please give a bit more of an explanation of the connection between Vajravarahi and Chöd practice?
Lama, you heard?
맞아요. 저기 된다 엄마들 다 치나 юм치면 시라기 바로 집에 시라 바로 좀 봐. 하투를 왔다. 시라님보. 뭐 저기 공도서 때 시샤서 때래. 되네 시왔다도 되네 지진드마 도지 파모다 시낭 상숨세네다 어딘데기 원 교람 대 넘버 교람도 뭐 참아 찍어레스 도지 파모다 상와 잡고다 나딘데
So in general, there's a great connection between the practice of Chöd and Vajravarahi. So when we look at the very essential meaning of Chöd, this comes from the Prajnaparamita. So the Great Mother, Prajnaparamita, the essence of wisdom, right? So this is the source for the Chöd tradition. And so we say that whether it's Gyatso Tara, whether it's Vajravarahi, all of these are different manifestations of the same essential wisdom, this Prajnaparamita, or the perfection of wisdom. So the essence of all of these is actually the same, it's just different appearances, sometimes appearing as Tara, sometimes appearing as Vajravarahi, etc. So from this perspective, Vajravarahi and Chöd are very much connected, coming from the same source. I left out one thing. All of these different manifestations, like Tara or Vajravarahi, these are outer, inner, or secret manifestations of the same essence, same wisdom essence.
Yes?
Rinpoche La, I just have a question about the wrong view of the soul or self. Is that the reason we have so many thoughts? If you don't have any concept of self, then thoughts, we probably still have a view of self, that's why we are confused. So if there's no self, anatman, then thoughts disappear, like they don't connect to us.
Natsula namtok madrawa yorwa. Di namtoki junkung karyana. Di dagzinina. Dagzin mena. Namtok yomarete. Natsula dagzin yorwa. Dagzin yoba latene. Namtok dramindra shargi yorepe.
Red Dangzin Chibuyena, then Namdo Kansorepe. That's because the koala can be Yuki Namdo that you let say Namdo to a Chagirava. And then Namdo Dangzin Mena, then Namdo Tamapa Ishila Gugirava. Dangzin de Bakata, the Chöd to buy it to the chick. Malto Tamala Rashisuda in Dangzin la. Bakwata River Mambu Yore, then dancing Chi Nan Mambu, they were Yoruba, then dancing Chung South, the council, dancing Shuchishu, then Yamumba Dunga and Ray, then a young Bajagi Tiba, Shishi Tiba, Tiba Tower Yore, it is a Bakali, that Sange, Tandu Chanjusimba, Le Tambuba, Chanjusimba, Satambu, Nechuba Badu, then the Sanges and the Sanges and the dancing Sama. The Namdo Tamzel Ishil and Gursavare, Namdo Tatang Yamlinche, Namdo Ishil and Gurwegi, Tap the Vegetangures, they said to Yamlinchi Gures, then Namdo Tamze Ishil and Guna, then let Sagio Maris.
So, yeah, when we have this strong clinging, we have these thoughts that will arise. And these thoughts, because of these thoughts, we accumulate karma. Because of this accumulation of karma, we circle in samsara. So yeah, if there were no self-clinging, then these thoughts actually would be transformed into wisdom. So all of us have this ego clinging, and this is a big part of the practice of Chöd. This practice of Chöd is to overcome this ego clinging. There are many types of ego clinging: outer, inner clinging, inner ego, self-clinging, etc. And then these turn into the 5 afflictions, the kleshas, right, of anger, aversion, jealousy, etc. Because of this, we also experience these veils, the veils of the afflictions, the veils that keep us from understanding nature of mind or omniscience. So, through our practice, we can come to become a bodhisattva. First on the first level, then we go through the various stages of the bodhisattva up to the 10th level, and then we attain Buddhahood. At the time of attaining Buddhahood, all of that self-clinging is eliminated, and any sense of thought now would be transformed into wisdom. So this is really the purpose of all of our practice, to transform these confused thoughts into wisdom. And when all thoughts have been transformed into wisdom, then we will not accumulate karma anymore.
May I ask a question about how to keep the mind in the state of the central mantra, the state that you just mentioned, where our main soul goes the land. How to keep the state, the status. We stay in the state that is detachment.
So I didn't hear how to keep the mind what?
怎么能让心安住在心经上说的那个状态啊？
This way. Lama, what's that?
Kosong.
Yeah, sure. Not color.
Ale. Sherab ning porwa.
Oh.
Sherab ning por nala da lapcha. Kalo mambo yorwa. Gyatso sem kadidi. Sherab ningpo gi ngowarwa. Gyatso sem dan sherab ningpo kandre segore. Gyatso di sherab ningpo gi donda karwa. Gyatso sem kandis kyongore.
That's all. No.
Dire kanichelama.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Asherang bude be gasora dos. Chöchine le labrajo chöchine kwanda kugre de enende donda de la su me ta me ti message me mangula gore yoni tamba yore. Then this also let them go back to Kalakapo in Gide Sambudo. In a dilatam, Chöd Tamje, then Gasor Peggy, same neighbor tap, then same Durway tap, Chöd Tamje, then Jedang Yamner of General to Losum Chosum Sigravada, Dambo, Wandrone, Gendo, Rimba, Yadoyum, then a Tama, then Popset the Serene Boogie, Tola, Ligiore, then they do let up Sagre. Le tambo bala sharamning bogi sik da dönyi de dos Bokar boru jigire sambido. tamdu tos kali ha mendo samgi tanda ma da re siringi butul la pa re ina ya de le lo ina mena me so kam so la wa ta ji de to ma da ma re buto de tos kali ha bo intro samgi do ga samna.
Yeah, so in general, when we talk about the Heart Sutra, from one perspective, maybe it seems easy, from another perspective, maybe it's very difficult. So we can read it and we can understand the words that are there, but it's not easy to really understand the deeper meaning, right? It's talking about there's no form and there's no sound and there's no body and all of these different things, right? So for a beginner, I think it's going to be really hard to understand what the deeper meaning is here. But we can say that it's really the essence of all of the Dharma, to tame our mind, to allow our minds to be able to rest. Like when you look at the practices in the context of a 3-year retreat, we begin with the preliminary practices, and then we go through many other stages of practice. And then towards the end, once one is accustomed to that practice and has done that work, then it becomes a little easier to understand the essence of the prajna paramita. But I think at first it's going to be difficult for us to understand. Like the words may not be so difficult to understand, but to understand the deeper meanings, this is going to be difficult. But the essence of all the Dharma is just that, the teachings of the Heart Sutra, or the Prajna Paramita. But depending upon our interests and our capacity, it's going to be a little difficult to understand, especially for those in the beginning.
我的问题是，就是这个施身法刚才讲的，四组宾客就是修的具体方法，我几个问题。第一个就是说，对于十方三世一切诸佛菩萨，那我们如果就是说供养的话，把自己的身体要想象成坛城，供养给佛菩萨。然后呢，其他的就是说，智慧和世间的护法是去除障碍。然后那个后边就是冤亲债主和众生，就是把自己的身体布施出去，具体布施的方法是什么？这是第一个，等会儿还有，这第一个问题。第二个问题就是修这个本尊，他的本尊是金刚亥母吗？到时候会观想自己是金刚亥母吗？
Last lama. Ngatsu zupo lu chupa puru kapsurwa. Drun shi arwa. Drun dampo di kunshoki drun arwa. Di kapsu lu mendo. Mendo nangshin pugi arwa. Da di sepudu. Dene drun shempasum. Gompo dan linchak. Den senchin tamche arwa. Lupo kandres pugi ore. Mendo yena kari yena. and Gyatso Chupa Puru Katso, Gyatso Dorje Pamo Chagyore.
그래도 약 추법표에 들라 나다 지난 상황이 로라 나라기 루드 대화스 피샤에나 두긴데 되게 다 가서를 추법자 구도에 추법 디간다 생활아 지난 루드 대화스 피샤버기 데 땅에 반짐바 땅에 페인다 여러 이내야 단자들라 상하기 놀라던 나타 차기야 띵이지 숨고거와 때는 초가당 때는 차기야당 나타 등돌었던 추바 표현도 나 저기 추바 소소기 럭이 전이 되다 뒤피긴 삼내 뒤열에 대면에 되다 근데 삼마신에 나랑기 류데 내가 추바 표탄 짐바디 땅살도 때는 추바디 고난발라 때는 소소 간라 간도 추바 두교래 추바 나 루이디 추바란 생기 차르고 나다 책이 띵이지 생기 랍네 추바 판남바가 투 니바 연에 디나시 차교래 지그데 된 공부 연된 들어라더니 템베제 가웨제 두베제라서 버텐데기야 예제 나야 나 루이디 피사도 되는 그런 디다 디나시 교와쇼 다도 초과돼 디디레 초과 나라더니 지그데 만라 봐 이거 이쪽에 시그널을 열어 돼. 걔네도 초과 던전에 대 초과năng 송반나시 용화쇼 삼삼로 뒤땅땅 되네. 걔네도 류디 추바데 야자갸타바 책이래. 걔네도 대단 디자인에 소투기에 말해서 신기에 말해. 대나라 강송반나시 용화쇼 삼네 삼기 굴론신에다 나데다전에 삼로 디톨라 피샤도 돼. 거란 신기 오토매틱 차도. 저것도 되네 대와 렌자 기회다 또 렌자 드라마다 요르 소 렌자 물론 파마 빈자 강가 렌자 드라마다 좀 먹고요 대삼자 렌자 소소소소 바 최송 삼바기사 되는 미국 되는 초과디다 셈마인 받잖아 내 초과낭라다 또 초과디 된데 된다디래 등한서 신기 말했대 얘네야 초과나는 마송용도 되네 나랑 굴롱 야부디제 셈마인 받잖아 되네 초과나래 수반난신 차도 그래. 와 누벌라 때네. 나나 나 어리도스니지래 때때나시래 냐와라 아주 대표네 가다스 냐와라 쳐버려 그래. 냐와 거라도 소소 간라 간도 간 구기에 티단 때나신 유도 그래.
So in general, when we're doing this practice of Chöd and we're offering our body, of course we're doing it to reduce our self-clinging. And how we do this is through using these different techniques of the secret mantra. So in any secret mantra ritual, there are many things that come together to make the ritual effective. There's the mantra, sometimes there's mudra, things we do with our hands, and then there are things we do in our mind, the samadhi that we engage in the mind. So, like this, through using these three things, we imagine offering our body. We imagine offering it up to reduce our ego clinging. And through the power of these things coming together, the mantra, the mudra, and the samadhi, then this can be very effective. So when it comes to offering to the protectors, there are certain types of offerings we make to the protectors, offerings that please them, offerings that fulfill their wishes, offerings that can help in the practice. So we imagine that our body becomes these different kinds of offerings that are pleasing to them, that help us ask them to engage in their enlightened activity. So it's kind of like that. As the things come in the text, we keep our mind on the text and we do the rituals as it says. So maybe most of you aren't going to be very familiar with what's in the text, but if you just have the motivation from the beginning, the motivation is positive, to be of benefit to sentient beings, and may my offering of my body unfold just like it says in the text. That can be enough for now. When we are talking about these karmic creditors, those to whom we have karmic debts, so there are many kinds of karmic debts, debts that come from killing, debts that come from the help we receive from our parents and siblings, etc. So many different kinds of karmic debts. And at this point, we imagine that whatever it would be that would fulfill that debt or repay that debt, We imagine that each of these beings get exactly what they would want, depending on the type of karmic debt that we incurred. And again, if we can have the motivation that this be possible, if we can do our best to just have our mind be undistracted with this proper motivation, then we can get some benefit from being here for this practice. And then when it comes to the sentient beings of the six realms, so like we said, in the hell realms, we imagine them getting whatever it is they need. Lama already mentioned, may it dispel their suffering of heat and cold. And then for each of the six realms, may they get whatever's going to be of benefit to them.
Yeah, the mantra Doji Pamara Marbe. Most of it, yeah. Yeah. You think this way, see, all Bajayogin, they are same. Bajayogin is reliable, it's peaceful. Chikpare, same. 망부여로 뜻이죠. It looks like yeah, Bajayogin, that's now you explain. Yeah. Okay, Bajayogin means naked, red color, the hooked knife and kapala. That is, yeah. That's your mind go up, but then you mind the palms. Our body is corp, your mind become Bajayogin. Lama Tashi Dondup Machig Labdrön mikwa sel tuzuye yomare. Yang de wondro la soba nyamlen si de madrona dendo shen chogi ne na hakumas. Ba. Dayene yakshi de ngara doji pamu yin samda. Doji pamu yin samna ne dille yaga dilla nuntu me yakshi de ngara doji pamu yin o ngara Machig Labdrön yin sambege. De lai ngake de tina dene de ngoma de.
So there's really no time to go into an extended explanation of Vajravarahi, etc. And also, in order to visualize ourselves as Vajravarahi, there are some preliminaries that we go through, the mundra or the preliminary practices, etc. And it's really only after that that we get into detailed self-visualizations like that. But just to have this confidence, I am Vajravarahi, I am Machig Labdrön, having this pride of the deity, thinking like that, there's not going to be any problem with that, no reason to not do that. That's the best thing that you can do, have the confidence.
Jomena then get here Chilamala, the Tanda so ye better lotion than the dead now, the chocolate Yorua, that inji Yosare, then it did not say inji Pigil, the machine can one inji lotion the Dua. Then they are better the machine so delate, then I luma using the cheaper in some make what jet. Then choganangla chogan debanga datam chodingirawa nde dembagala didn't nation Gyatso samne timbate denshide yane yandu then the stena and the machine lude and big budget but the unique but then so around the lutam the chibol that and the chibol pida rimba mangboyore Gagi Mounted, the Mubamamburavati, Mamboyo, Shetan, Dorova, Gagi, Magi, Taki, Lasova, Chubaki, Ganla Kandu, the net, the La Migwa Chuba Pudangi, Migwa Rimba Mamboyo, the Meneda, Dorduna, Lu de, then Ya Jula Chuba Puyin, Manison, the Chimbatao in some de, Kerni, de Trovadan, de Zimbati, Dang, Matawala. She do it any and I am the so long. And the Jana, they can do the la paper in the year. Then Chiba, powder to Chimba, powder Chimba Trugi, then Yamne Yabuchagi or is. Then got the chick did it.
So now we'll begin the ritual. If there are no more questions. And I understand that many of you have text, so I think in the text there's both the English and the Tibetan. And reading through the text, we're going to be offering our body many times. So some of you can recite, some of you can recite the Tibetan sounds. You can also maybe look at the English. And even if you don't understand well what's going on, just have this wish that whatever's being recited in the text, may it be like this for me. Yeah? Have this mindfulness as we're going through the practice. So we're going to offer the body many times, and there are many different ways that we offer our body to these various types of guests. We call them the red offerings and the white offerings and other kinds of offerings. But in general, what are we doing? We're offering our body. We're offering our body up to the three jewels. We're offering our body down to other beings who might benefit from it. So if you can just have this sense of feeling that you're doing this, if you can rouse your mindfulness and awareness and just be present, we can have the thought and the aspiration that may being present for this practice, having these good intentions, may it benefit our practice of the 6 paramitas or the 6 perfections. So this is one way that you all can be present and engage with the practice.
And then that oh. Oh. Gyatso singing the Luchimba Tayadi, Nazo Manchiwala, Bena Chimba, Gomo, Chu, Nishuka, Nigetang Layang, Dawson Zimba Yoruba. Then the Luchimba Tayada, the Lugan, the Nicola, Lu dance, in the Yadanda, the Mikwache, and the Singarangi, Lu Tipa, Chiba, Kunjosi Shindran, that they doing it to Lapa, Chimbatai, the Sonam taught Sishud in Yakshudi, but the dancing sure. The dancing the Ba Kachuchuna, Tizangi, Dungan Yuayore, dancing Chiwala, the net Dungan Mongayore, and the dancing Tata Lamsa, dancing Shimatuna, the dancing the Duchess or the Choker, Chilala, then a Maun Bala, Tinically, Yamin, when they dancing by sure, dancing. Sure, Chibby, then they must take what I didn't teach now, then my own body, Machig. And then that one never saw to be raised. They don't see the race, Sabin of Shabbat. They gave good but chick race, Chöd comes and Sabure said, Suda Sui in a Louis and Tantuk Marwatsu in Alakashire. In a dead and almost down to your men and Mikwachan and Sena, my own ballotin.
So through this ritual of the Chöd practice, of course, the main thing we're trying to do here is reduce our ego clinging. So clinging is very difficult. It can be very difficult for us just to give away $10, $20, right? So what to speak of trying to give away one's body? Far more difficult than that. But by doing it through our imagination, imagine offering our body to the 3 jewels, imagining offering our body to the 6 types of beings in samsara, there's great benefit that comes from this. That ego clinging can start to be pacified a little bit. The more that we can engage in imagining like this, the more that our actual ego clinging can start to be pacified, start to be tamed. So no one can immediately give up their ego clinging. But by virtue of being here today, being present for the ritual, those of you who are reciting the ritual, there's some blessings that comes from this practice of Chöd. This is creating an auspicious connection for our ego clinging gradually to be reduced. And in the future, maybe the time will come when we will be able to be completely free of all ego clinging whatsoever. This is possible. It's like being here for this practice, doing this practice, having these motivations, is planting a seed. So this is one important reason for doing it or being present for this. So we say that it's very profound, this practice of Chöd, giving of the body. No one can really give of their body right now, right? Because of that ego clinging. But we can do it through the visualization. And through visualization, through imagination, this again is planting seeds to be able to perfect this giving of the body. So maybe in the future we'll actually be able to do so.
Oh. that last joke that was in Lamala, the Dangaranzo Tanda didn't Kiranzo de la Pevin Tamaki, then it doesn't sugar and semi and budget, then don't but Yam to turn to Yam to turn, ya, Tamtam and Jomna, Tangla, Tamtamla, Chugi, Damarula, Dala, same day. Den dragen sem yang de yang de de ne den shi yang yang de den na ne kra do de ren de la phe ba ye dong ko chen bu ji jong re de ne ngan do tham ma ki da da mang che de ba khna ba ju nyam ni ji re do en de jan ne de ne kra do ki de dong ba da nyam ni je ba tang chen cho ga ki cho wa je ba bo de ne kan so re da kan sa ji kan so 이게 뒤켜보다 좀 세버때는 많이 봐대 혼남 냠다 또버기 다다도 다르치네 되네 초가 될라 때네 심진기 아주 단다 밀대만 부들어요 말을 때봐 디나라 되네 단다 쮸디 망치와 조저버지 미세 이네치 조된 될 한딜라 되네 쮸기 집었다고 그래 인도단에 공동한조 통교 같이 통기 요래 통기 된서 통도단에 다들은 참제 때에 미대민마이 망부지 되나라 부유초발한시 다들 요래서기도 나때 예발 민망부지 알라 라송 아도 이렇게 좀 시에서인데 나 삼도 답변기 서버 삼송 인도단에 내가서 될라 오도 sem당 배자 da la soba semda da kerando kawagata and kerando la troubadour na shuin.
So lastly, I want to offer some final advice to all of you who have gathered here today. So just try and be present. Try and allow your mind to not be distracted. So you can rest your mind on the text if you're reciting. You can rest your mind on the sounds of the Dhammarus and the things. So whatever it is, of course our minds are going to get distracted from time to time. But when you notice that, bring it back to the recitation, bring it back to the melody, bring it back to the sounds of the Dhammarus and the bell. So many of you know the practice, and those of you who do, please do your best to engage in the practice. And through our doing so, we can all be making the wish that by our connection to this Chöd practice, may our experience and our realization go to the end. May this be a cause for it being perfected. When we're offering our bodies these many, many times, a lot of the beings to whom we're offering it are like these gods and demons, or these spirit-like figures. So many of us don't see these spirit-like creatures, but some people do. Some people say that they do see them coming to partake of these offerings, and so when I hear this, I think that there really must be some benefit from doing this practice. So again, as we progress through the practice, do your best to be present, rest your mind on the text, on the sound of the melody, the sound of the bells and whatnots, and make these positive aspirations.
Yeah, that to this last banana, Antonius, to make some $100 over the children, they want to begin to the Machig Labdrön, Madame Labgire, in an apple on the each man. 내가도 그생 엄마 딜라서 나 미지. 먼저 쭉 된다 하고 말해. 가래서 라마텐도 된다 제용도. 바 대프라 상막간 기군다 때도 마쇼만은 실리기도 없어. 이 가래랍서. 오, 대비전나 여러 와 되잖아. 쇼스 라 여러 왔다. 전도 여러 와. 대제다 란신 그란도 니마시 망치와 란신 리뷰어래. 샤 루벌 타마디 란신 콜기로 와 되나시 콜콜인 거서 와. 대인데 콘도 망불리기래 돼 계란도 나이 류디 콘도 표현 시로낭 진짜 삼로당 내가 계란도 이 군에 되게 오래 저 당도 민 같이 저 당도 얘기했네 하고도 샘 되고라 매봐 된다라 저네 저 당는 마매 얘기네 라마다 슈바트도기 미고제 된 밥 되게 오래 나랑 마시는 양 다다 소소 마시네 안주다 신부터 빼잖아 여러 바디나 신신 레드고 굴롱 야구 연나데 초가나 초가 만든데 되나 신 안주 루디 초가 베두고 오토마틱 어떤데 지나인 된 죽들라 된토 오아 몰람 다데 키라요 말에 이네 된 주사서나 양 오아 몰람 디아 보제 셀리아고 답
라마 담보디 캄바 디 답도 캡슐 카리송송
디 냥아마 밴쿠버라 탕구름 보시기 온다 탕구름 보시기 저 코스 투레 리트리지 나 샤부 된지라 디디잖아 데 샤부 되네 아주 토안도는 미시어 코안도 도스 어때나 저 된다 라마도 된다 또 지기를 와 강리 된다 지기를 와 대가가 되네 사진도 빼면서 되네 가사가네 바 묵버티고 나시나라 코유도 대가래라 그러라 내가 생각에 뭐 하고 말다 대 오늘 한번 티래 생각에 내가 저 비즈널을 봐 근데 쇼 라비오를 봐 전부기를 되나시 당한테 오토매틱 레인 그래 제기 뉴발을 되네 제가 와다 땡이 뉴발 보러 왔는데 되는 라신 리뷰를 어디시 땡이들라 안주 또 미망부 매냐야 한디 망부 요레스 내가 미과 샘게 나 류디 치버야 보지 피긴 함젤라 텐토바쇼 삼로 디케네 되는 야고 요레스
Lhasa. So some people
tento체라말라
Lhasa India. So one time it was a Trangro monastery, and people had this question. So when you take the congling and you, in the beginning, you'll see you move it. So there's a place somewhere near Trangro Monastery. Lama wasn't there at this time, but people went somewhere outside to do this practice of Chöd. And then they took the congling and they tapped it 3 times on the hand, and some people had the experience that many spirits and whatnot were coming. So why is that? So it's part of the text, you know, and it's also based upon the special power of the congling, the trumpet that Lama was holding in his hand. You know, we say it's the secret mantrayana. It's the substances are important, the mantra, the mudra, the samadhi, etc. So this is a part of that. So based upon the power of that, they know to come. Even though we can't see them, it's said that they come like mist rolling in, like a cloud of mist. All of these different beings come to partake of these offerings. So as we're going through the practice, keep this motivation, keep the motivation that may this be of benefit to all sentient beings. As it says in the text, we're offering our bodies to them to be of benefit them, to quell their suffering. And then at the end, we'll have the dedication and the aspiration prayers. And at the end, we should make this wish that all of our practice can be of the highest benefit to others. That's mostly, I didn't get all of it, but that's most of it.
Nasola. Then a special thank you, Lama Tashi La, Lama Irigla, and Lisa. Thank you. Then a single paper is right side, dedication parts. Lama Tashi.
Karichelama, Kepacheo.
O sunon de tanje se bonye toma nye de dana pamje. Kega na je malo choba ye sebe tole do sho sanye buzo nye be chela. Chunye minjura dembe no jen. Dumbe chelo ye chedra mola do do sho. Chöd book, page number 1. Page number 1. Dorje chanje de lo da marba me chöje gambo mo de so sheja kunje garama bo chöje chonje zenan dan de da tsaso ba de zo chaja chela ma nye me nya me do ma na bo ka ye la so wan de so ka ye ma ye ba ze na nam da chen ye lo shen lo gom ye kam ba som ba se no ro gue la cha shen me ba la che de da che de gom je la nye bu ro shen ba me gue gom ye go ro som ba je me ma de go che de Gyön de so wan de de gom je la che me me gue ge wa chin je Ying me gom je ngui shi song ba shi kan sha la do be mo wo so ma de ma je de bra gom cha lo cha wa chin je lo nam do mo Chö gu ro song ba shi je ya ma ye je ya cha wa la ma ga ra wa cha re gom Orde yeme doba chinge lo kewa gundo yanda lama da dame cheje da la sadan ye yende razon borje change kom nyor to sho pagye tagye gebala sovande magye shera Gyuba lo so wan de ka den nyam ye gyuba so lo chup do ju ye gyuba lo so wan de top den chu jon ye gyuba lo so wan de chu na ji xian ba lo bra qin ge lo zhong xie gyu le lo jin jin chao bra qin ge Ga jin len de jian pa zhi xin ro nyo na bra qin ge Nong xie sim ge chu zhi la rang xian bra Rang ri gui so lun zhi la rang wang to bra qin ge lo jir da dang zhu zhu sim yu ni zin ye chen ma gun ba la mian zhang zhu to mo shu namo guru da ye ye ne je bu zu ye zhi kan ba de be mo ye Son ze de ja Lama Tashi Ireme Pashi Gebe Yo Mala Gede Gondogra Urava Sebi Kuyane Shashi Zonche Nangarazi Kutagara Pekalunge Kuye Baita Karajin Shandoroje Kimi Chonge Shoy Toda Den Maji Gocha Yebe Serege Dramaru Te Chove Pon Dāye gāne wāme chūyen shen kāne se sānge chāng chōnda zō pē shōya lōnge gyō shen chūn te tānge yō gōla den chā yun bē ngū ngā chē būn de te sē sē dā 조주가 내니 슈자시 칸드 벤카와이 보이 소지전 대탐제 용계 꼴라테 갸군드마 라인드마니르베테네 소완데 르토가이다 Rinjin da nimbo lembra chinge lo da che da no chane ba lo ge me dombra chinge lo kon che ge ya chera ne ramo no me bra chinge lo ne re do kon Gyatso te go chembra chinge lo gyalun Gwenjola sim ye che gyavra chinge lo ma do do pa Chinge la chanyi je gyavra chinge lo te ra se chu Jembala te temba tombra chinge lo mala gedu Kosondo te chula chusha chishin tu te da da ye Jegyene kan de jen jembra shu te dra so Amede mayam jebüşü dalate terazedu Cembabı ta sürdü range semlatı semdeleme Obu meçü tomba nide range semebama Cheyaja churebe yeshe range semde nande Ngodo chunde no chaya chenpo yesem Ngodo chusado chaya chenpo yesem ponaypo Ngodo chumendo chaya chenpo ye tsuro dembe tong Cheyame chutama shima jembra mu para dembe tong Jazi je su su suro sayang mu tong chuna se gyu Raja sem tonge tomo jire shaya te ramo te Ranzo Chöd ma ranzhi danga ye sen ge do. Che shayan te rango te be ran sara. Che ro nyo cha. Chen bo yu sen me chan na zi che shayan te ngo wo te. Ran sa shi chu chu yu cha ya chen bu ye sen do nga na. Che sha yang te rang wo te be rang sa shi te tan je do. Che je sen yu me ta je guan dang cha te tan je ho. Chen bo yu te sen la ma zo che je me te tan je zo. Chen bo yu ya ya ve tu da ran je se ma do do se. Mo yu te da wa ye me ye sen de go de. Me ma jo te ta ma la xin ba jin ba ye sen da sha da. Me ma jo te cha ya chen be nyam ne ye shen da wa che. Ma le ba ran do zo mi de da vu son te ga cha che. Chen zhe ten rang sen ten ba to ba ye ten je be me. Ba ba ye che sang a lo ye je wo ye. Verse number 20, bottom line. Omo angarama do ye ne ho te omo mo. Shano Sovan Dharma Samba Vaishana Ha Omba Nyeto Kyur Ombe Ngale Yamle Longe Kengra Ngombo She Yevjen Chai Son Yamdan Choma Nyela Yeve Paden Te Haram me ge go jo so mo bo mo ram ge chen bo te de ka so le te bo bum re ge ge ta pa na ten bo sum ge den do ye ye a tong so ge bo le ka ba la chi ga la na ma ten bo je bo ta ba na la ya ge che yen da nyan ba te wo so mo le chi jen ben de ya da sha do de le chi jen she da o ya la le ra da se re zo mo da no do shu le chang se ga bo chang do ma le la la ya wo so na le mi sha sha lo ga Alan ye sha lo no do le ke no jan do lam bo che sha chang sha do ha le da ye sha te na ya ye ye te da ye chen ba bo rang ye na bo yong ba ne lo hong ye i chen che long ye yin ga la bo pa den ye be lo ye me ba te bo che zena ko nye be ye na che le te den do o ma ai hong le wo se che te shen she hom je ye to ga ne ye de ze bo hom je ye de ze ga nye zo me ba de ye je ye de ze ga chen bo cho o ma ai hong o ma ai o ma ai hong o ma karama da ye o ma sa ma va shana sa van dharma 함숨레 남바 개베 도가네 레제게 간조마 자교 샤바 자조 제보도 흡베 양제 젠바 바도 넘바 땡오제 초즈르 쳬베 사디에 데메 땡오 바 초제 참게나 네베 나신 세베 하 가에 화마젠데게 케브란도 노조 벨로 연제 미노로 코단제바 니제 제레 는게 갑된 동다나제바 자자라나제 제바 나제바다제바 탐제 게제라와메 치르체 줌바다르데 라로 세르베 데바신도데 무발론게 마신도네 계제 타바니도 데르드셰 고제 홍홍홍 shungwa no pardu ke ye ja don do no che ro do ke de le je je kan zhom qian ne guan zhe wan me mo chu老年车马那么世界的世界呢，照见那这的见过，恰恰不如当年送的买球，个不见完了呢。却他们这个没的因素世界那么有。那不的过了那边去他们这个那边因，那不给我东松给东全部，给看东见到给弄外去，看不去对着南边那所去过永久。세초주 산제 창조 선배 초탐제 계권 진퇴보 신도 어제 나가라 참내 쇼보 교포 호이테 남게教我 나다 연도 사제 내제다 제바 탐제 취내 샘대진권 류타모 자네 나게 감저람 울디레레 제모 조포 나모 초주노 쇼베 산제다 다라 공소소 다자 변로 차대 연주 탐제레 방와라 제베 자 노브라 제베 르마 예선제 타르바제 조발라 파도 제브라제 롱제 정보 메나 메마 예메 토정 심제 탐제 뒤디네소 남님보 창조제 제와라 치게마 다소 산제라 gyatso 제오 qiela gyatso 제오 yin la gyatso jewo sanje la gyatso jewo che la gyatso jewo yin la gyatso sanje la gyatso jewo che la gyatso jewo yin la gyatso jewo choi ju noi shu be sanje dan chang 탐제 la gyatso jewo da wra che ba gyatso jewo rizom yen gombo nalo gyatso jewo lama dorje kanjo kordan jeba gyatso jewo kagyu be lama kanjo kordan jeba nalo gyatso chinjin zabe lama kanjo kordan jeba gyatso jewo rasim kewa meba chigeba gyatso jewo ninghon rube tena gyatso jewo gyawo tambo tsubra zedu so dashin tamje sanje la de che la teno yindun la teno dashin tamje ye lu ye wara ye ye wara yu je je la gyatso son gonjo sanje gyaru tambra chude gyabra shage shin 고선 도래 버스라 나소 존에 다신 탐제 gelma 예솜라 디디 탐제 다데 르셰곤 다소와 조연 다신 탐제 게네레 셰야자 창와 교제 로브론 고조 부다제레 타와 교제 예저 Kürce geri donda gezer, ansa şevra kürce, ransa tabra gör, ransa dombra kürce. Kâyı Chab Gen Chab Zhe Soi Mie Mie Ra Chöd Ji Gu Tuen Dan Jie Wa Ne Ba Wu Kun Jo Son Lai Cha Za Lo Kun Jo Chen Ba Bun Din Ba Min Ji So So Sha Zhe Wei Jie Ye La San Jie Chan Zhe Ye Jie Song San Jie Sem Jie Jiang Sem Jie Ma Lue Da Zhe Nye Chan Jie 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 Zhe Ben San Jie Zhe Ba Shu Chen Da Te Song Gun Bo No Chan Zhe De Nye Zhe Be Chan Zhe Sem Nian La Mian Ba Tan Ban Da Jie Ba Ji Jie Ba Na Mi Chen Ba Ye Chen Ba Jia Che Song Doi Gun De Dan Den Gyu Jen Do Mai Cha Wa Shu De Dan Ta Do Min Zha Qu Gun Yan Bo Ma Shu Ra Ni Ta Ma Do Ne Jie Wu Ru Chu Kan Jie Te Dun Jie Nam Ga Dong Me Che Ye Na Xian Gan Pen So Co Be Yi So Zhang Be Na Men Zha Xie Zhi Be Ren Bo Che Ye Che Yang Xian Jia Jie Hua Zi Gui Jie Ga Ba Di Den Do Ba Be Ma Men Zha La Na Co Be Ma Da Ma Ta Ye Xian Jia Jie Den Te Den Do Ma Surya Men Zha La Ni Ma Da A Zhen Zha Men Zha La Da Ve Den Yang Xian Jia Che Wa Hua Su Su La Chi Dra Yue Be Den Sa Wa Gyu Ru Den Yu Ma Ni De Den Do Hong Ye Ga Yu Du Shu Wa Le Machig Labdrön Tong Chi Be Dong Da Wo Sha Ji Chan Ye Cha Ye Be Ser Ye Zha Ma Ro Nam Ga La Zhou Yin Ngul Gu Le Ji Chi Bu Gu Ru Yi Den Ba Che Son Pa Na La Se Gu Ji Gu Ri Be Yen Zha Chu Jie Jian Ba Wu Zha Ra Be Tu Zu Jin De Lama Gui Jab Do Cha Wa Sha Ye Gong Yin Jiang Xian Kar Da Ye Cu Du Ling Re Shu Na La Ran Kan Zhe Che Wa Bum Jie Gu Ru Wa Ti Ye Nian Gong Ye Chu So Tang Ba Ya Ga Ra Gong Do Na La Num Si Jie Dan Den Ba A Za Ra Ye Cha Jie Jin Sha Jie Chan Ye Cha Ye Ben 道之南嘎拉周瓦云灭干界灵比比宝周多家子大比比波杰杰中杰手把马杰杰年我演超所谁来之间南之了滚到马毛小姐常年茶叶的吃过南嘎拉家 yin be te da tu gra nam ba chu mo na ka zhang ka ye ba re be yin jia zhu gen ba te ba gan bo ni wei jian jian ren ba ma ju zi jie ye to xia jie xia yin gong yin jiang xuan be ma ni ma ro ye den la kar da ye ling yi re shu 天下的哈连多杰看着嘛，嘎尔摩罗日来人间看着，滚嘛，那么多年来的嘛看着嘛，马尔摩强的萨来人间看着嘛家，西嘎下节常年这个当特着渐渐下落。 什么大从把我马去么？我多年的北面的， Mumi serbol sanje shagya tuba kondo ser some do dawe shaje ye sone yenyam sha ola sudro shabla porlo so sensan sumju zan peje sambo geje genba weda wo sereje chowan telan dema tada tu somje sanje da chanjo Ranja nyende nye soje korne shoba te wodo nyeda bime den la pambye marsele chugo yimche kundo serze men dolda wo shaje chaje ma yeba nyi dorje da sanye yamba nye bode da nyamsha zemba kula tarta rinpo che na soje ye Shadorje gemu zhongje shoba tela se choju sanje dan chanju Tsoje bone shoba te udo nida beme denla uso zhumde nambra Shardo honle mige balho omle rinjo nubdo zimle nanta chando kamle tunjubde renga yumche mo dunge na Peme nida den lai zhoma te da ye gyatso so tuba kanjin so gya shen ya. Pa mo so tamje gen cha lo yon so zawa dege tamje. Tabo Machig den chung se cho zang tamje. Penye roye den la ye so che gyong po gyu yun do mo gyu so tamba che gyong le sum si je dan den ba te wo do chi gyu ji den le che gyong sum ma tam je dan cho je ya ji re shi la so ba Tuen che ba da wo te wo do na she si de ha de ga ye ha ma se de ye yo la shi da ye cho dan je te ye gyab do ne je ne de lu de len cha ge re te ye ya zho wa ri zhu je sim je ning je zhen dan je pa do me ba tam je yum che ma ga nie da song de ye cu do ne de da Gu na la rang xie me ba zang rang jian jie song nian da ge ni shu Kyo ro la zo te da tam jie ye zha wa ra gu do jie dan le jie On gar bo zhen bra song do jie dan na jie ngo a mar bo tu do jie dan sim jie ngo Ning ge we so ye xian ba nam la an ran ye tu so sa ji bian ba nam le mi tang bo te le chen ba kyo ro de wa zha yin za ho so te da jie tam jie jie su jie hong le wang de pa wo che de wo mian qu jie yin jie po zhan da su su de yuan jie mo lo su su jie jie pa ma ye dan san jie chan zhu zhen de po zhan jie Omo guru dewa da yin fa Sendo zama da Chengyube yumje koinje nendere chekosoi Zache hanayra Che borje honshe che lai che sha ta voroi ten pam che tam ye Chen do jo ho je tan chen do tun je jo yon chen de chen ba len da ja se na ka ba ra de da je chen le den de Nyam bayen pe mayen dan ye ke sara chen dere shen yang Bela na sin ye ben den 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 to chen dere Omo sarvan tandan gada tema kamalai sadang solai chendarai tanda Sain jene hai nai jene treso darai hai che Tambaye tambaye sandu Abhijengada samay shire sanjeto Dembaye cheze zembe lanu soya nangaka Dene jayam jen kuray jen namlay Doyam bedame doyam marame che jodan shazero che banayam jen kura che lando toy soyera jene jende ye lambo che jemba me jene yon je kroya da je lambo so da te daro te je re jan de ba yen de be maya bo mayon je kroya je lambo Gyatso Nadiya Nandaya Kawara Lejide Senaito Zoembe Jeyanje Kroyada Chelambo Kroyada Medalembe Lambo Tai Chodan Mabere Noi Bina Yoje Kroyada Chelambo Rangeto Trembaye Gyatso Chebe Lamone Chametu Paizona Sane Deve Yemache Yemoite Remagabe Mendo Mai Yemona yonje krada chinele chere chewa jananjel min lonje samen ba yandaleka wanta Geza jemenda chidu dünde çembambu sajidu çeço Mendo dalera linje nyende gembande sanje şendeme Bevayen çoğunam da şinla Chembaisho Omo Sarvatada Gada Kamam Kurure Mendala Punda Amenda Sava Samaye Aiho Tedara Cheba Pule Sem Jingo Yonzo Jibzin Tanjo Dela To Buddha sowa o doshin de be ko wan de ngobo de zren de yozu sadin lonju penson ton ba yo range go jol ne da je karoso ne le ja pele cha ne se jen and boy, yeah, oh my God, take it. Buddha so po da song ja nam lu dong sa chu ma pu da ba da ye so za o ma che ga la na ma ngo wo dong la ran ji sa wan ba ja jing bo zang ya ne chang bo lo so Karkon da wo mane te woron do so ba sa wa kyo. Kan de ye so pa le to de te le gar se ma zang yun do ma le te ra da mar bo se ma zang. Tenye yar para sa ne so le Chama Sarajye Gonga Tsang Yar Pane Devale Nyingara Lebe Dadan Sonje Tsedan Sunam Chadan Sid Lonsem Tamje Dube Ngo Tegle Kadon Osire Danje Harda Ling wa Chöd kyo ho de ba ho che wo ne yang ye te ne ma je ye do ga de tu chu ni ye nam ga na ye me cha da chen bo ho Chigu teta nambande anshe yerme ge pembo diye mintsame yinche bedeje yuje ge ngabala chigala mawa trawa rangla denba diye nando shaja rusum chigu ye turjen pongba Twege sumge tindo nebala long ye ishe ge membarve shu kowa same ishe ge duze gyatso chenpo kyoro oma aibon ha ho re ogo rangi tugane leje ge kanjo ma chamebe tebe duze ju pa so so la chenpo kyoro je po ma da po gyul sha ye re wo cha ye ya gyun ro re be cham zhe dong so ra ja ji de kan kan wa non ze ye ha ga ye ha si yin de ye gar bo ha ye de zo ma bo de mar bo zing ye de zo cha wo sa ye de lo bo lo ye de zo ser bo yin ye de zo mo bo mu ye de zo chang ge sa da ye Raja sembe de zo la som na jembe te ton som na jembe de ton som na jem rande bande parde lude perga perna la so ba do ba je nanda sa chang so lo de lo sa da parde de ye mo chema la so da je所知世事大结果团结让我们的是的手的小所超小了个小所超了个超多如果了个如果没人爸爸了个人爸爸。 Lunch break, 1 to 2 p.m.